Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, and greetings, a warm greetings of the day. My name is Simran Balani, and I am reporting to you, joining you live from CCE Bangalore, and this is CCE Finland. We thank you so much today for your time to join us and know more about this very unique webinar for creative entrepreneur. But before we go and talk about what is in this webinar and what the evening has in store for us, let's talk about a little bit of the times that we have fallen back into. Just last year, we were in Corona times, and while we were just taking a sigh of relief and thinking early part of this year everything was back to normal, only to realize we might be stuck back in our house, in our apartments, and bringing out the creativity from there. And organizations like us are so committed, so passionate to make sure that we are making a difference in the learning environments each day. So, on this note, we are also coming up with a very proud event for us, which is the Creativity Conference, which is from the Creative Education in New Normal. It's an online conference, and we are very honored to be chosen to present this on behalf of United Nations World Creativity and Innovation Day, 21st April 2021. I am directly showing you the page, which is ccfinland.org/21st April. Yes, this is on 21st April. And we have some fantabulous esteemed speakers joining us around the world and very nice presenters talking about what was their contribution in the last year while we moved into this entire online mode of learning. So on this page, you will find a lot of details. The registrations are still open for you to present what was your innovation as an educator. You can look into let me just go down and show it to you. So there are places where you can go directly for the registration form. You can also look into our keynote speakers, our speakers. What are the presentation topics? To keep it very simple, the presentation topic is your creativity in new normal. So we didn't want to limit to anything. You can explore, you can present what was your achievement, what was your innovation. And you know what? Who knows, it will inspire somebody else along the way. So let me just take you a little bit through this page, how it looks like, how to attend, who can attend, what are the topics of presentation. So the topic of presentation, as I just said, remains the same. But here are some tips on how you can present your work. You need to send us your video so that we can understand what you're going to present and what is your work all about. And here are more ways. These are some of our speakers. We request you to look at them. Come, even if you're not presenting, you're more than welcome to come and just listen to all these esteemed speakers. But do not forget to register your seat. And here up again, I will just like to show you, here is the registration form right here. All right, great. So at this note, I will start with our creativity conference or creativity webinar, as I put for now. And we will talk about one part of creativity is being a creative entrepreneur. So I was very intrigued when I was looking at one of the quotes by George Bernard Shaw. When I was looking at this deck in the morning and I was thinking, yes, this is what I'm going to present. And here is kind of a tongue twister, if you may. And his quote read, "Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, you create what you will." So the first step from you all has already been taken. You have come here to attend this very unique and intriguing webinar of being a creative entrepreneur. What is it that you need to become a creative entrepreneur? You know, in my career as a pedagogical expert and now as a pedagogical director with CCE Finland, I have often spoken to a lot of preschool, aspiring preschool owners or school owners. And, you know, sometimes during our conversation, one point stands out. All of us wants to be different from the crowd that we are in. So there are so many schools around us. There are so many preschools around us, whichever country we are in, right? What are we going to do to make a difference? And here, this 40 minutes or 1 hour that we will take from you will talk about how are you going to be different as a preschool entrepreneur, and why is this the perfect time, to start something on your own, or if you have something which is already running and you want to upgrade it and think out of the box. This is again a chance. So maybe you're not starting afresh, you have a setup of your own, and you just want to start doing something different, which is making a difference in little children's life, in their parents' life. Yes, we are big on parent partnership, which we will talk during this webinar. So, want to finish preschool to become a creative entrepreneur. And now our CISO franchises are available to all our global partners. So let's look into what this evening entails for us. And for people who are joining us next, I welcome you all. If you're joining us late, a very warm welcome. We are yet to start. We were talking about our creativity conference and how to attend. This is happening on 21st April. So if you have joined, you have not missed much. You can go on to our page, ccefinland.org. And the date of the conference is 21st April. And we are celebrating United Nations World Creativity and Innovation Day. And we are honored to represent that. So let's talk about who we are. We are Council for Creative Education Finland, and we dream, we live, and our passion is to bring creativity in the life of the educators, in the life of the students, and in the life and the premises of schools that we work with. Here are some of our infos. Our followers will be knowing this, but once again, there will be a lot of new joiners today. So CCE Finland hashtag, and we are on Twitter and Facebook. Do like us so that you get regular updates from us. So yes, again, we are an official member of Education Finland, governed by Finnish Education National Agency for Education, under Ministry of Education, Government of Finland. And we are kind of brand of ambassadors to promote Finnish education worldwide. And we are very proud to do that work each day. So let's look at some of our partners. We are very proud to work with various governments of Nigeria, of Bahrain, of India. And within India, we are very closely working with government of Chhattisgarh, with government of Delhi and Goa. And we are working with different schools, and we are so excited about our new school development projects. And if you are on our pages, you would be seeing these updates very regularly. Here are also the corporates that we work with. There are some of the partners, and we are very, very proud each day to associate with them, learn from them, and spread a little bit of creativity that we have as a team, CCE, within us. So here is our global network presence, and you can see, all right, wherever we are spreading across the world. And again, as I said, this is a very proud moment for us. And you can also see the logos of the schools that have been developed, and they are into a school development project to become a Finnish school real soon. Here are some accreditations that we are very, very proud of. The recent one is designed from Finland for our CISU box. We will also talk about how it is integrated with your CISU school learning and all other different various certifications that we have from Education Finland and other agencies. And here are some of our offerings under different segments. Of course, trainings and workshops. We are big on teacher training and early childhood education diplomas. We are coming up with advanced early childhood education diploma. Creative pedagogy, again, how it is embedded in CISU schools. We will talk about it in some time. We talk about the school concepts, CISU preschools and CISU schools. eCISU preschool is a 100% online solution, given the I was talking in the initial part of this program that we are stuck back into where we were a year back, and doesn't look like the schools, especially the preschools, are opening soon. So we have a solution under one umbrella even for that, so that you can run your preschool through one simple click of the button. Yes, it is as simple as that, and we will take you through that. We have school development projects that are going on, and I would request if you are a inspiring school head and you want to do something different in your K-12 schools, do visit that page. We do, of course, a lot of conference, and as I spoke, one of the most exciting conference and which is coming up is 21st April, Creativity Conference. And then we also have research, and we have bagged many awards for that, and CISO Box, and we also have our publications. You can find our books online at Amazon if you would like. Now let's get started and talk of why we would want to do a Finnish preschool. And I'm sure you have come with that question, and that question is so right. Now let's first, before even we reach to the point of why a Finnish preschool, let's talk about, we have that inquest within us to become a preschool or an entrepreneur, right? That is what has brought us all to the platform together, which in turn means that somewhere inside we want to make a difference in the little children's life that we work with. And why do we want to make that? Because the research has been saying for years and years together that we can make a difference while they are young, right? And we, excuse me, we all early childhood educators know that so well. We need to make a difference and strengthen and nurture their physical, psychological, social, and emotional development, right? And this is where Finnish preschools come into picture. Why are we so different? Is because we emphasize on that. For us, the content is one part of it, but the skills that the child is gaining, the learning environment that the child is provided is very, very important. We also believe in providing very effective hybrid sessions, as I said, because we are into this new normal and we are probably going to switch from the classrooms to the online, back and forth for time to come. So we want to create those solutions and think ahead in time. We do provide individualized learning plans depending on how the child is behavior is, what is their preferences. So here is a lot of parents and teachers interaction in real terms, because we need to understand and work together to make a difference in the child's life. There is a lot of regular feedback, not just PTNs, because this goes much beyond the PTNs, in students' learning development. All right, and when we talk about asynchronous activities or hands-on activity, what is the process that the child is enjoying most? The teachers are capturing that, parents are aware of what is something that the child is loving to do more, and what is the things which are aspiring the child to go further. And we totally believe parents are our partners. And how do we embed these programs? We have a lot of educational tools. We have resources which help teachers to understand why communicating with parents, why giving them the chance to be involved in schools is very, very important. We take pride when we say that we provide high quality education. And yes, each of our partners, whether it is school development projects or CISO franchisee partners, are guided by our team of expert Finnish education, right? So let's see more what being a creative entrepreneur entails. So I have been often asked when I talk about CISO, and they, tell me what is CISO. So for us, every country has its essence, and CISO is essence for Finland people as a country, because it is talking about that particular thing that where you're going to give up, but you keep going. Your strength, inner strength, is much more from this, or these circumstances that you have become a little smaller, but your inner strength takes over. So that is CISO for you. That is the essence of Finland. So we are, of course, going to search for solution, ignite your imagination, sustainable lifestyle. And one of the things that we want to abide in our small children is managing their daily lives through their own kindergarten curriculum and unlock your potential. So that's CISO for you, ladies and gentlemen. I know these questions come in first in your mind, that what is CISO pedagogy? So here is the answer. So let's look what happens when you are a CISO preschool. Assuming you have taken this, you've gone through this whole thing, and you've met us, and we've had several rounds of discussion. So what is that happens when you are a CISO preschool? So of course, it is based on world's best Finnish curriculum. We believe in skill portfolios, and that is what is going to be unique for you as an entrepreneur than the other entrepreneurs or the other schools which are there in the market. Teachers are greatly empowered by what is the current trend, what is the recent innovations in the early childhood field. It is just not a simple training where they attend few hours and they have done, and they are like, it is, they are involved in the projects even during our trainings, and it goes beyond in making sure that they are applying what they have learned, and they are truly exposed to the international expertise, and they are also challenged to bring out the creativity in them. We definitely believe in experiential learning, blended learning with parents. As I said, parents are truly the partners when a child's nourishing and development is concerned. We make an effort, and it is also again a part of our methodology where we believe there has to be a one-on-one communication with parents to understand the child better, to see what are the likes and dislikes at every milestone. And it is a stress-free education, right? Because the whole philosophy behind this is play to learn. And we do all the activities, all the themes which are there is for the child to play and learn and interact and give us a kind of a glimpse of what they have understood. So it cannot be just one side talk or one side from the teacher. It has to be the communication from the child also. Less screen time, more learning time. Yes, even with our online solutions, we believe in that. And certain activities are totally concentrating on child's likes and dislikes. There are sometimes children who would want to express by doing things, and they need that kind of projects. Some children would like to articulate in different ways. They might just want to talk and say, and some might want to do and show. So these activities we give as per how the child is, and that all the teachers and as a school owner you're trained onto. And weekly and monthly learning progress reports, which are very different than just a written progress report of the child, is provided to the parent. So here are a few, let's look at the few Finnish early education principles. There are 5 learning areas that are directing the pedagogical planning of activities, and the themes are interconnected with that. 5 transversal competencies supporting the development and skills because they are checked at every level. Individual learning plans, as I mentioned, for each child is very important. Each child's unique strengths and weaknesses or the needs of development are considered. I wouldn't say weaknesses, but the needs of their development. And the idea is for the small group to start working together as children. So the teacher is able to give that personalized attention. And the children become the part of that integrated group to do all of these activities, which are hands-on. And these are our pedagogical management solutions, as we call as EdTech solutions for preschools, which help a school and parent to see how the child's learning has been documented. Of course, the photo sharing and video, we totally believe in the privacy and they are secure. There are child portfolios generated via this EdTech solution, learning reports, and of course the attendance once, the schools open up, or even for the online. And this is kind of a snapshot of how the assessment reports look like. And yes, exactly, that's how the child's portfolio, the first page, looks like. And it is something which also goes as a kind of a record which parents would like to keep, not only as a learning report, but also something that they would want to go back and see. So these assessment reports are giving us the learning outcomes of the child, plus it are also designed very nicely for the parent to get a glimpse of everything that is happening during the week. There are some of the courses that we recommend as a part of you being our CISO schools for your parents. And one of a very unique course is Know Your Child. Now, during this course, the parent, especially the early childhood education parents, parents, they are also new as parents. I often meet these parents and I say, as your child is growing up, you are also growing up as parent. Isn't that true? I'm sure most of you will agree. So this course really helps the parents who are just new parents and want to know how they can make a difference in their toddler's life. So this is one of very nice courses that comes as a part of your CISU school and which is highly recommended for your parents. And these are the diplomas that we take very pride in, and these are hands-on for your teachers to, really understand what is Finnish pedagogy. And this is diploma in early childhood education. And this is new normal early childhood education, again, a course which is so important at the time we are back in to learn about what can we do differently in this kind of an environment, what are the learning objectives that can happen, how the educator or the facilitator or the teacher can make a difference when he or she is, teaching online. The course duration and methodologies, they are pre-recorded courses, so the teachers have a lot of flexibility of doing these courses, coming back and discussing what is the learning of the courses, submitting their projects, etc. So now the question is, what can you get when you are a SISU partner franchisee? Because when we tie up, you become a part of the team, right? And then there are a lot of things that you would expect for being guided towards but especially if you're a new enterprise, and even if you have your own setup, you would want to know how to represent yourself or the brand to parents, how to, kind of educate them what is so different and unique about Finnish pedagogy. So let's look into what you get as a SISU partner franchisee. So of course, there is a lot of in-depth training, awareness, workshops, conferences, etc. for your teachers and for yourself, and some for the parents also, because it is very important for them to know why Finnish pedagogy is so different. It is also important that they have some awareness about the curriculum and different workshops, PTC courses, which is parents-teacher interaction, sample timetables, what are the creative timetables like? That all is being given into as a part of your SISU franchisee partnership with us. So let's talk a little bit about creative pedagogy, because that's again why we are here, and that's what will make you unique as a creative entrepreneur. So I'm seeing a couple of questions coming in, and that how long does it take for you to become a SISU franchisee? Excellent question. So the time that you require to become a SISU franchisee is not much. There will be a link to the form that is shared. We need to know what is your aspiration to become as an entrepreneur. And once we connect back with you and talk to you, and our team meetings are done, we can start working on the formalities. And if you already have the setup ready, that is much more easier. So thank you for asking the question. The link of the form will be shared at the end of this session. So let's come back and talk about creative pedagogy. So what does this do? This talks and takes us back to what is basic creative thinking. So a lot of times, only art or something of a drawing is considered as creative pedagogy. But creative pedagogy goes much beyond that. The science of learning creativity and its benefit is basically as a part of the teacher training program, which we take through, even this preschool owners program. Introduction to drawing, painting, and crafts, which are more invisible way, and integrated teaching approaches. Very important and very unique is phenomenal based learning for early childhood education. Sometimes when we are teaching them few themes, we need to integrate it with the other themes for them to recollect and resonate of what they have learned before. And what are the new and creative teaching aids are all a part of creative pedagogy. And then also the creative timetable. So we all have lesson plans. We all as preschool entrepreneurs have the lesson plans which are placed, and we have the day which is scheduled. But how can that day become the creative day for the child? Like listening and learning outcomes from the Finnish curriculum are very integral part when we do sessions on creative timetable. Talking about the themes, learning outcomes are divided in months. The learning outcomes from Finnish ECE are implemented via creative pedagogy. Even the themes that we list out and which you will see in a bit are also implemented via creative pedagogies. New learning areas like visual expression, physical expressions are introduced. And even the creative expressions of children or the way they narrate the story. Very recently, I was a part of one of our online sessions, and a story which children have seen so many times, when they are asked to narrate, it is so beautifully narrated by them. It creates a lot of confidence, and a presentation in them is more instilled when they are trying to narrate the same story. So such kind of things are also a part of their learning that similar theme. And such things are a part of when we talk about CSU schools or eCSU, which is our online solution. New pedagogical methods like mathematics on ground, exploring the environment. So it necessarily doesn't need to be everything on the screen. It is also the hands-on activity while we are on the screen, what children can do to learn differently than maybe the same thing. And this is just a kind of an example of how creative timetables are there in Finnish schools. There are no strict timings. It is more child derived or child desired. And there are one highlighted activity per day because the child is then, properly concentrated on that, or they are enjoying that. So there is no stoppage just because there is a timetable. 5 areas from Finnish ECE curriculum are definitely taken care of, and they are covered throughout the week. And of course, it is very, very important that we need to know is that it is not all theory. It is very important that the children are doing hands-on. That's why we say it is more of play and learn, right? An emphasis on the structured play and free play is given. And very, very important, student participation is possible, all right? And that is what it is all about. So now we have been talking about a lot of what is the Finnish curriculum and the academic parts of it. But I truly believe, and especially when we talk about a kindergarten teacher, a kindergarten facilitator, is that a happy teacher can have trickle effect on their children, right? So we do a lot of programs which are developing their personality, which is bringing out their own personality out in open, and that's what makes them very creative from within, because that's what is generating happiness. So one of the unique programs that we do with our teachers is Unlocking Happiness program, and it is also a personality development program for them. And then that's not where we stop. As I said, it is very important that our teachers and are challenged to, go beyond their comfort zone to bring out those creative ideas and creative inspirations within them. So we request the teachers and schools that we are working with to participate in these worldwide conferences and, interact with participants from the entire world, which gives them the insight of what is happening around in the world during these bigger platforms, and they get to present their work also. And this all comes as a part of you being our team, which is as a CSU franchise. So there are a lot of teacher-led conferences, creativity conferences that I just talked about, which is on 21st April, where the teachers present their work. So let's talk about the themes. So this is just a glimpse of what the themes look like. And we give you this as a guide. Of course, the country that you belong to, the culture, and you might want to bring in that. And that is very important, in fact, for us in Finland. So we give you a lot of room to imbibe those activities, those festivals. Like, for example, when we were doing this one project here in India, and we did a phenomenal based learning when there was a festival of Makar Sankranti, which happens in January, and why is it celebrated? What are the scientific and cultural reasons for it? And this was a very good 3 weeks project that we did with children. So this is just an example of how you can take the local culture, imbibe in your theme, and do an entire phenomenal learning for your little children. So these are just a glimpse of what we do when we are talking about every month themes, like what are the topics. Like, say, for example, when we're talking about myself, there are a lot of times when we are trying to make the child first aware of who or she is and what is the family all about. And we take this in an interconnective way, because it is very important that we are getting connective things going within the child. Who is he or she? What is the family like? What are their favorite things that they like? And how are their self-portraits when they start these activities? And here are very important learning areas which you will see very commonly in all our themes is rich world of languages, diverse form of expressions, me and my community, exploring and interacting with my environment, I grow, move, and develop. And when you look deeper into this, it is very beautifully connected of how child, during the process of just learning the themes, is we are covering all of these learning areas. I will pause here for a bit and I see a very nice question again. Thanks for the presentation. What is the cost to become a partner? Yes, a very, very good question. And I will be coming back to that just in a bit because it is covered at the end of it. But I do appreciate your question and we will be definitely answering that. So let's look into the other theme. Let's look into what all about animals. This is just again a glimpse. This is your monthly theme. You can again, a lot of themes with our CSUM school partners which are already working with us. We have seen that though they are called as monthly themes, but they go up to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, depending on how the children are getting very involved with the theme. And then other themes are integrated. Like for example, with seasons, uh, we are probably connecting to my five senses as to what they feel differently in the seasons. This is just an example. And then this theme again went on for about 8 weeks. This talked about neighborhood and talking about starting with the children's community, going beyond that, talking about the planets, and then, of course, going to sustainable living. And these are the pedagogical connections that we aim to derive and we encourage our CSU partners to do is every theme, how it is interconnected with art, language, environmental sciences, music and movement, very important, STEM, environmental concept, managing their daily life, and etiquette and etiquette learning and public speaking, hygiene, most important in this era that we teach these small children importance of hygiene, managing their daily life, managing their own independence, geography, early math, connecting themes. All right, one very, very interesting question is what is the teacher-child ratio in the Indian scenario? Yes, and this is asked by Sangeeta. Sangeeta, thank you for your question. We highly recommend 1:8 to 1:10 because this is basically giving individual attention to children, right? Because that's how it makes us different. And yes, even though we are in a country like India, to become unique, we need to make sure that we are sticking to these norms of 1:8 or 1:10. And this is again a very nice glimpse into one of the themes that we did and went on for about 8 weeks. And this is taking the children through why then what is their neighborhood to why it is so important that their contribution matters for a sustainable living and how they can be grateful for the environment they have, for the family they have, and how they can give their contribution to saving the environment by recycling, reusing. And you will be very surprised when you take them through this journey of 6 to 8 weeks and you take them through this entire curriculum, how well they recreate this information that they have grasped. And these are some pledges on the other hand, and we have seen what are the kind of week 3, week 4, and how we make sure that they are being responsible by taking this pledge of saving light, saving electricity, saving trees. And as we talked about, this was connected back to rich world of languages in terms of geography, because of course the neighborhood was connected with what are the maps, how to read that, how to understand where they are and what is around them. Diverse form of expression was in terms of their art, in terms of creating a sustainable city. Me and my community is talking to them about waste management because they are the ones which are going to rule the world ahead of us, right? And we are preparing them for the world that we can't see right now, but the least we can do is make them responsible citizens. Exploring and interacting with my environment in this segment, we make sure that they understand why it is so important, even at that age, to save water, electricity, trees. And the reason I'm taking you through all of this, if you are wondering, is to give you a glimpse of how deep the Finnish pedagogy can go and make sure that we are going deeper into the themes that we are taking, and we are making sure they are interconnected with the learning pedagogy that we are interested in. And here, every time when you see this guide from us, you will always have the connecting themes as a guideline of what this particular theme of neighborhood and sustainable living can be connected back, because then the children can bring back and resonate what they had learned before and connect it back to that. And very, very nice and unique product that we have, and which is also having the stamp of design from Finland, which is very prestigious to us, is a Sisu box. A Sisu box is basically a tailor-made solution for your children. Each box has unique things related to the themes that the child is doing, the activities, the toys, the books, the teacher training materials. And this is also one option which is embedded together with your Sisu's Preschool franchisee. But again, you have various combinations that you can try that suit your need. And you can contact us back. What is inside a Sisu box is also there on our website, ccefinland.org. And as I said, it also has Circle Time Essentials. It has learning areas, which are theme areas, season surprise book related to quarterly themes, and also a lot of educational activities, fun activities, which bring out the creativity in the teacher and in the child. And these are some examples of the worksheets that are again connected to math and language. And now, as a franchise, you might be thinking that, only the regular programs may be not financially viable. And I understand that. And it's a very, very good question. So we provide you a lot more programs other than just your regular nursery and kindergarten programs or your daycare. But what we like to call is a creative daycare program, because we do not limit the daycare students to just come and be there. It is more of the creativity even during that time. So you run these programs as creative daycare programs. And of course, along with this, we have various other programs which are specially designed by Finland: Mom and Tots programs, STEM, summer programs, Saturday etiquette learning and public speaking programs, which are very good, believe me, ways to generate the revenue, especially in the first 2 to 3 years when you're setting this whole thing up. Yes, and then what should we do next? And here is just a glimpse of how you can contact us back and what are the highlights of the financials. I know there was a question about the financials. So we will give you the highlights of the financials, and there is a contact information where you can call us back so that we can understand what are your premises like, what is your initial investment going to be. And this is how it looks like when you sign up with us. This is going to be your school, and definitely you're powered by CCE Finance, Sisu Finnish Preschool brand. So some of the highlights, and of course, money is the very important criteria when you're trying to make such kind of investment. So what we can assure you is the return of investment is less than 2 years. We provide you, as I said, a lot of programs, just other than the regular programs, which are again designed by Finland. And you can create a market out there. You can invite parents to attend few of the workshops to understand what are these different programs about and why the children should participate in beyond school programs. There is a possibility of international funding from Finland, and we can definitely talk to you when we're talking one-on-one. We have most innovative support in form of Sisu box, which is a unique box which comes everything. You may also call it as a kit, but it is a very unique and innovative form of kit. And excellent marketing and brand development support is that all that you get in the initial investments that you make with us. And here are the registration form link. I request you to go to sisu.school/partner and do talk to us one-on-one. You can also leave your numbers on our YouTube or Facebook chats so that we can talk to you. And I will be just opening for the question now. So there is another question. Our children begin writing relatively early. Is that also addressed? Yes, absolutely, it is addressed. It is very, very important when we are working with small children that we have patience and we develop their pre-reading and pre-writing skills as we follow the curriculum and not the preschool rat race. It is so important that we are not in the game. Again, as I had said when we started this webinar, is that we are going to be talking about how we are going to be creative entrepreneurs, how we are going to be different. And it is very important at this juncture to understand what early childhood education science says in this. When are they actually ready to hold that pen? What are the pencil grip activities that their fingers need? What are the tools or what are the activities that they need to do to strengthen that? Could be a Play-Doh, could be a tweezer, could be so many different things. So these are the pre-reading and pre-writing skills that are developed within the finished curriculum. Now, maybe your next question would be is like, what will the parents say? That's where the parents' partnership comes into picture, because it is very important that parents understand why Finnish pedagogy is so world famous and what are we doing so differently. And also, I would like to highlight this is that the international research says that early writing is actually harmful for children. We work according to the neurological research here in Finland. It is very, very important that we communicate to our teachers and our parents why it is harmful. So we first work on the reading and writing readiness. For us also, when we are doing a lot of things, we are getting ready to do those things, right? And especially when with early childhood, when we are working with these small children, there is a lot of development happening in them. And it is probably not right for them to hold the pencils and do those sleeping and standing lines even before when they are mentally developed. So I think maybe this point will answer your question. I'll be waiting for a minute more to see if we have any more questions. All right, and I want to take a minute to thank that we have participants from at least 14 different countries, though this was majorly advertised in India, but we are seeing participants from Russia, we've seen participants from US, Taiwan, Vietnamese, Philippines, Europe. Well, wow, I'm so grateful because in today's time is money, right? So I feel so happy that you have taken the time to join us from different countries, Nigeria, US. I have my team sending me all these places where the countries where people have joined us, and I really, really appreciate. Do take a time, think about being on your own. And this is a very good chance to become an entrepreneur. Open your kindergarten. Trust me, because you have so many options to run your preschools, not from the facility, but online also, which is our ECSU preschool solutions. So you can start when we're talking about ECSU or CSU, when we had this question, you can start as early as like about 2 weeks once we finish the formalities and paperwork and get to know why you're aspiring to do this. So this is a good time to make a difference, because as we are seeing currently, so many countries, especially in India, we do not see schools opening anywhere before December. So we have this online platform where we do a lot of blended learning, where there are online sessions, but there are a lot of asynchronous activities. And this entire lesson plans and these weekly schedules are shared with you for you to, get a head start and, start running your own entrepreneur or business, as you may call it. All right, great. And I have one more question is that will CISU and CISU School provide me with an online solution? Yes, as I said, CISU School will also, being a CISU School partner, franchisee, will give you an immediate online solution to start now, rather than you waiting for the schools to open for the government of your country to give you the permission. All right, great. So yeah, Sisu box can be purchased independently also, and we have various kind of combinations and various variations for Sisu box. And so it can cover up to 20 children, one box, and there are various variations like the different plans of sustainable up to premium. So what I will request you to, for even for Sisu box, do fill up the form so that we can reach out to you, Chris, and also leave us your email ID so that we can write back to you. We see a few questions coming in, so we are going to just give our audience a few minutes. So even for Sisu box, I would request you to go to www.sisu.school/partner. When you go down the page, you see a very small form. So if you're interested in Sisu box or just the eSisu online preschool solution or Sisu school as a full, do drop us your name and contact info so that we can get back to you. And I really, really thank all the participants joining us from 15 different countries for spending time with us. And I look forward to seeing you all on our 21st April Creativity Conference. Do not miss, do visit our website, ccefinland.org/21April. And this is Simran Balani, Pedagogical Director and Communication Head with CCE Finland, signing off. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay creative. Thank you so much.